Video is the drawing portion as well as the coloring and shading portion of your illustration in Illustrator of your monsters. Okay, so you go to the blob brush. Now I know you guys have been tracing. I'm not going to trace right now, but I'm just going to draw something. Fill can be white, background can be black, and you're going to begin to draw. So when you draw something, I'm just going to give you a little smaller brush here. I'm just going to begin to draw just a little bit. Okay. Now I might go outside the lines a little. That's okay. I'm not worried too much. All right, we got something going here, I think. Okay, very good. Do a little collar on this guy, just to show you. Okay, now, for your characters, and I'm going to run this character off the page. I'm even going to close them up past where the page ends. So when you are ready to begin your coloring process, we went over this piece in class just a little bit, but I wanted to re-show it, and then I'm also going to show you how to add highlights and shadows. You take your black arrow, you select the entire piece like this. Once you've selected the entire piece, you're going to go up to the top where it says image, down to, oops, hold on. Let me zoom out a second, sorry. Okay, object, I was on the wrong one. Object, live paint, make. You'll notice that when you do that, there are these little like stars inside the boxes that surround it that lets you know that it is in fact a live paint group. Then you're going to go to your live paint bucket, which is over here. Click and hold. You'll see it's in with the shape builder and the live paint selection tool. Just hit the live paint bucket right there. You'll see 3 colors on top. You can hit the arrows on your keyboard to scroll through these about 30 or 40 different kinds of colors. But there are a lot more colors to be aware of, right? You can do that by double clicking here in the foreground color box. And then you can choose whatever color you'd like. If you want preset colors, you just go to your swatches panel, which is over here. Click that, open. So these are the ones that it's been scrolling through. I don't know, that's like, 50 or whatever, how many there are here, 100. But you click on this little, the hamburger one, look here, go down to the bottom, open swatch libraries, and then there's all those books and categories to choose from. So typically, like I put in True Match or one of these process color coded ones. And then you get that big box of colors that comes up like this, and then you have more options to choose from. So you select the color and you fill. And you grab some more colors and you start filling things in. So I'm going to fill these in real quick with just some colors so we have something. Okay, and the eyeballs I sort of forgot about, but I'm just going to fill them with, I'll just use black for now, I guess. Which looks a little weird. But you know what? How about blue? Alright, that's better. So I left out the eyeballs. I can add those later. Okay, so now what you want to do is we want to talk about highlight and shadow on these. So I'm going to select this one. I'm going to move it over here for a moment so you can see better. Once I've done that, I'm going to go up to the top where it says object. I'm going to go down to where it says live paint, but instead of making it, which is already grayed out, I'm going to change it to expand. Once I've changed it to expand, I'm going to copy it just to show you guys like 3 different ways to do it. So I'm going to hold Option on my keyboard. I have the black arrow. I have it selected. I hold the Option key, and I copy it, and I copy it. So we're going to look at 3 different ways to do this. and I'm gonna just put down here so we know what it's called. So this is this one. Oops. This one's gonna be more of like a cell shading look. A couple of them will actually be cell shading. One of them will be sort of a soft shading look. Okay, and maybe this one I'll change to soft shading, or more of a soft shading look. Okay, so let's I'll call this one, I'll call this one, oops, I'll call it option 1. Okay, so what do I want you to do here? If you click on this piece now, and you want to do some cell shading, like we watched in the video, if you haven't watched the video, be sure to do that. You can go to your blob brush. That's one of the options for you. You can change the color of your blob brush. So I'm going to click away from this whole thing first. Just click the black arrow, click away so nothing is selected. I'm going to go to the blob brush. This time though, I'm going to close some of these so it doesn't get confusing, okay? This is my layers panel. If you don't see the layers panel, you can always go up to the top, window, layers, be sure you see it. So right now on my layers panel, and I'll put this over here, I'll zoom in a bit. You'll notice that we just have this background layer and it has the 3 faces on it. So I could lock it, I could not lock it, that's not a, doesn't make a difference really, but I'm gonna add a new layer here where it says create new layer. From there, I'm gonna rename the layer and I'll call it highlights and maybe shadows. I could separate them, but I'm gonna keep them all on one. So option number 1 is you take that blob brush, you choose black for your shadows or maybe white for your highlights. So I'll use white right now. And you go in here, you decide where the light source is. So imagine it's coming from you know, this side, okay? So I'm gonna draw a little, just so you guys are aware. I'm gonna draw saying that like this is the light, right? Great. So I'm back on the same layer right now. And if I take that white, I'm gonna get rid of the stroke here, just use the white. And I put a line with this, I could make these very cell shade looking just with a few lines using that blob brush. You know, the shine would sort of all be coming in the same spot. You know, like that. And you get a little bold, rigid line, blobby kind of a look, but often works well with this cell shading as per the video that we watched. In addition to that, you could do the same thing, but just with black for some shadows. And then you could throw those in wherever you really sort of wanted them to be. On the opposite side, basically. I could have made them bigger, thicker, wider. I could do like this sort of thing and sort of kind of fill them in. That's an option too. Okay, so I got all those sort of options to do. And then once I've done that, I go to that layer, I click the little circle on that layer, and once the circle is clicked, I can go over to the right-hand side and change the opacity of that. So if I was to bring it down to 27, let's say, you'll notice now what this looks like. It's got that you know, lowered opaque kind of look. So the opacity is down, and this totally works. You could do this and you could use the blob brush. I think in some cases it gives a really nice look. In other cases, it's not quite as detailed as you might want it to be. Okay, option number 2, soft shading. So when you do this soft shading, it can start the same way that this one did. So instead of, just to save a little time here, I'm gonna take it, select it all, I'm gonna copy it over here. Okay, so I'm just using the same one on this one basically. I'm just going to show it in a slightly different way. Okay, so one of the things you could do is you could start it the same way, like blob brush style. Select the pieces like I have selected here. Sorry about that. Sorry guys. Select the pieces, and then what you can do is once they're selected, you can go to Effect, Blur, and Gaussian Blur. When you do that, I'm going to zoom in so you can see better. You'll see that based on my setting here in the Gaussian Blur, they've kind of they've got fuzzy, they've got soft on the edge, right? I hit OK. So now I have this look, which looks a little bit more airbrush, but it's definitely a softer sort of a look to things. So that could be done with any shape, any piece that you have. You can blur it to get that soft kind of a look. So that gives you what would look more like a soft shading sort of a piece. More options that we have. If you wanted to, I'm going to stay on that same layer for a moment. I'm actually going to select it and pump everything back up to 100. So it looks a little strange at the moment, but we'll bring it back down in a little bit. You could use the pencil tool here, and you can draw out exactly where you want it to be. So if I want there to be a shade going across all of this, then I come back around. Now there are some other tools we could use to do this that are even more detailed, but for now we haven't covered some of those tools yet. We will. I'm going to bring this back. When I come back to where I started, you'll see a circle. I'm going to close it. I'm going to fill this, let's say with black. So, oops, black. Why is it not doing that? There we go. That was weird. Okay, so I fill it with black. So it's covering completely, right? I could do the same thing on the other side with some kind of white little pieces, maybe here. All right, and again, come back to where you started like that. Maybe fill this one with a white. Other colors work as well. I'm just using black and white as the example for you. Select everything, bring down the opacity, and you get this kind of a look going on. And now you notice that over here, I went past the black line, so it looks not so great, right? I could have fixed it. I could have drawn it a little better. I could still select it if I want to. I could use the eraser tool, and I could erase the parts that are bothering me, the ones that go past this black line. That's an option too, so just sort of like that, so they clean up a little bit. That's a nice option for you, so that would definitely work. And it gives more of an overall looking kind of shadow to things, which can be nice, but again, I'd have to fix them up so that they looked a little better. And last but not least, I actually should have added a fourth one, and I'm going to do that now, and that's going to be a little bit better, and that is, I think some of you will like it. So I'm adding a fourth one here, lock it down, go to this, pump this back up to 100 for a moment. All right, so that one, I'll hide that layer for the time being. What I'm going to do is go back to this original one, select it. Once I've selected it, again, make sure you've gone to Live Paint and Expand, which I already did for this one. And then what you can do is take the white arrow group selection tool, the one with the little plus sign here, click away so nothing is selected. Go on to, I'm going to say the face piece right here, and I'm going to grab the face. So if I move it, this is what it looks like. What I want to do is click on it one time, go to Edit, Copy, Edit, Paste in Front. So what I did is I just copied one and I pasted an exact replica above it. So there's two. If I change the color of this one, so you can see if I move this one, there's still one underneath, right? But the top one, I'm going to change the color. I'll make it white. So now, all I have to do is erase from this thing. So I just take the eraser tool, make the eraser a little bigger, the bracket key on my keyboard, and I could do something like this. And now I have that perfect piece that fits in just perfectly. And if I go and I take down the opacity of that one piece, now I got that kind of thing going. All right, so You just take that white arrow, you select the pieces that you want to do this to. You can hold shift to grab multiple pieces. So like I could grab all of these pieces, including the shirt and this or whatever, right? Edit, copy, edit, paste in front. I could change them all to like black. I think I clicked too many things there. Those pieces. Let me see. Yeah, so I got those pieces, right, just like that. I'm gonna fill those in with black. Good. And then I'm going to take the opacity down on those. And then delete. Take my eraser tool. And I get that kind of a look. Now, it might not be exactly where I want them to be, okay, but you get the idea. You get a little bit more of a three-dimensional look by adding those things. So a bunch of ways to add very similar sort of things with a few different tools, cell shading, soft shading. That's where you need to be. And try it out on yours as you have finished, after you finished, I should say, your cartoon little monsters on the giant sheet that you're doing.